Hey, this is a follow-up on the last video I made on Olympic weightlifting and its role in training for sports performance. In a lot of contact sports like football, hockey, rugby, we want our tissues to have the capacity to withstand contact. Really, we're just talking about having resiliency. And when training for tissue resiliency, we typically think in terms of armor building. This includes things like high rep accessory work like lunges, single leg RDLs, long duration isometrics, or even extensive jumps. And like I mentioned in the previous video, when you're performing a clean, you're moving a loaded barbell from one part of your body, like below the knees or below the waist, to another part of your body in front of your shoulders. And this happens with a lot of force within milliseconds. It's pretty similar to the contact in sports in that sense. And when we factor in this variable from the Olympic lifts and we compare them to substitute exercises for the Olympic lifts, like repeated loaded jumps, the Olympic lifts are going to train the reflexes to prepare for contact to be faster, due to less time to anticipate the environment upon contact. And I think many would agree that it's important for the low back to be strong and stable, to not only assist in moving your opponent, but also to avoid getting manhandled. If your low back isn't prepared for the contact, it's really easy to get folded up, twisted, and ran over. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find an exercise out there that trains for isometric low back strength in a dynamic movement better than a clean or a snatch. And lastly, I want to talk about the eccentric force from catching the barbell. And I'll concede that a high altitude drop or a high depth jump will have higher rates of eccentric force and eccentric rate of force development. But the difference is there's no added external load besides gravity in something like an altitude drop. And with the Olympic lifts on the catch, there's another object making contact with the body. I would argue that all of these things that I mentioned you get from Olympic lifting train for resiliency. The Olympic lifts prepare you for contact. And other than specific contact work like grappling or actually putting pads on and hitting each other, I think it prepares you for contact better than anything else. So yeah, if you want to be a resilient athlete and you're playing a contact sport, I definitely wouldn't overlook the Olympic lifts. And I said it in the last video and I'll say it again, I don't think that everyone has to do the Olympic lifts. I'm not in that camp. I do think these are factors that people don't consider. It's not only about power, it's not only about peak force, it's not only about rate of force development. The Olympic lifts contain a lot of other variables that you should be considering. And if you choose not to use them, you can still have a long, healthy, successful athletic career. So thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you next video.